Classes answer our handouts. Okay. Classes answer our handouts. Okay, so let's go to number 1. Which of the following characteristics distinguishes computer processing from manual processing? Let's go to letter A. Computer processing virtually eliminates the occurrence of computational error normally associated with manual processing. That's correct. Okay, kasi again, lahat yan nakaprogram na. Okay, kung paano yung computation niya, kung paano siya nag-update yung mga reports natin, dun sa dashboard natin. So, basically, yung computational errors, wala yan, eliminated yan. So, A yung sagot natin. Let's go to other choices. B. Errors or fraud in computer processing will be detected soon after they occur. Not necessarily. Letter C. The potential for systematic error is ordinarily greater in manual processing. False. Greater sa computerized. Kasi class, dito, pag iniba mo yung sales, may iba yung overview natin sa dashboard, may iba yung reports. So, ibig sabihin, yan siya. Yung systematic error natin is greater for computer processing. Letter D, most computer systems are designed so the transaction trails for audit purposes do not exist. Well, less visible. Okay, so less visible trail tayo for CIS. Okay, so pwede natin sabihin, hindi naman 100% talaga na wala ka ng physical document. So pwede pa rin, pero less audit trail compared to manual processing. Letter A, best answer natin is letter A for number 1. What type of computer system is characterized by data that are assembled from more than one location and records that are updated immediately? So class FYI, dalawa klase yan. So dito ko nalalagay, 2 types of data processing. Okay? Number 1, meron tayong real-time. And then meron tayong tinatawag na batch processing. Okay? So ano ibig sabihin ng real-time? Well, pag nag-update ka, okay, pag nag-input ka ng additional ng transaction, mag-update lahat yan. Basically, yung QuickBooks natin, pinakita ko earlier, example ng real-time processing yan. Okay? Pag sabi mo naman batch, I think maganda example dito is, let's say sa mga banks. Di ba sa mga banks, nag-earn ng interest yung mga deposits doon. Tama? Ngayon, yung computation ng interest na yun, let's say ginagawa siya every month. Okay? For example, so hindi siya everyday ginagawa. Yung interest computation. Okay? Every month ginagawa. Yan. Ang tawag naman natin doon is batch processing. So dito, nakalagay, what type of computer system is characterized by data that are assembled from more than one location and records that are updated immediately. So answer natin dyan, class, is DOG, Online Real-Time System. Number 3, in a computerized base information system, which of the following duties needs to be separated? Okay. A, program coding from program operations, yes. Program operations from program maintenance and coding. So naalala nyo, class, meron tayong 3 duties na kailangan i-segregate within the CIS department: development or coding, operations, and maintenance. So that's why answer dito, class, sa number 3 is DOG. Number 4, all of the following are issues of computer security, except, so computer security. A, releasing incorrect data to authorized individuals. B, permitting computer operations, unlimited access to the computer room. Actually, okay lang yan kasi yung yung operations na yan, computer operators, di ba, yun yung nasa IT department or nasa CIS department, okay lang na may access siya doon. Okay? As long as, syempre, properly segregated yung duties nila sa loob. Okay? Letter C, permitting access to data by unauthorized individuals, yes. D, providing correct data to unauthorized individuals. Boy yung sagot natin dito. Okay? Again, pag computer operators ka, obviously meron kang access nandun ka sa IT department or nasa CIS department ka. So, okay lang yan. Number 5, which is the most critical segregation of duties in the centralized computer services function? Okay. Actually, A yung sagot natin dito. Systems development from data processing. Yung nagde-develop ng system, nagko-code ng program natin, dapat iba siya dun sa nagpa-process or nag-ooperate. Okay? So, A yung sagot natin. Yung B, C, and D, yung data librarian, data control, mga ganyang class, basically, yan yung ang function sila more on operations and maintenance. Okay? So, syempre, dapat segregated din yan, pero ang pinaka-important dito, class, yung most critical is letter A. Okay? Yung nagde-develop ng program, iba dun sa nag-ooperate ng program. Okay? Number 6, systems development is separated from data processing, and kakasabi ko lang, because failure to do so, dun tayo sa letter B or boy, allows programmers access to make unauthorized changes to applications during execution. So again, pag may mga major changes doon sa program natin. So, example ko kanina, let's say mag-add ka ng isa dyan. Dapat authorized by the management yon. Okay? Hindi basta-basta pwedeng gawin yon nung nagde-develop ng program natin. Okay? Boy for number 6. Number 7, adequate backups will protect against all of the following except. So yung mga backups natin, pwedeng pinakamaganda, cloud storage. Okay? Cloud storage, hard drive, USB, mga ganyan. Okay. Following except natural disasters, yes. Unauthorized access, not necessarily. C, data corruption, yes. System crashes, yes. Unauthorized access yung sagot natin dito, class. Okay? Yun yung hindi ma-address nung backup natin. So yung makaka-address ng unauthorized access, siguro passwords. Okay? Ay, mga ganyan. Boy for number 7. Number 8, which of the following is not an essential feature of a disaster recovery plan? Okay. Again, ano nga ba yung 3 types of disaster recovery plans natin? We have internally generated or internally provided, we have externally provided, and we have mutual aid. Okay, yung tatlo. Not an essential feature of storage, pwede yan. Okay, yun yung externally provided. B, computer services function. Actually, hindi yan. Kasi yun yung operations. Okay, more of operations yan. Second backup site, critical applications identified. Okay, boy yung sagot natin for number 8. Number 9, an auditor anticipates assessing control risk at low level in a computerized environment. Under these circumstances, which of the following activities would the auditor initially focus? Initial focus natin, class, general controls muna. Okay? Bago ka mag-application controls. Kaya answer natin dito, class, is general control activities. Okay? Let's do. Number 10, an auditor would most likely be concerned with which of the following controls in a distributed data processing system. Okay, so class, kanina sinabi ko na yung 2 types of data processing. Actually, may dalawa pa yan. Huh? Kanina, real-time and batch. Pwede ring distributed and centralized. Sir, ano difference yan? Ganito yan, class. Ibig sabihin ng distributed, kahit nasaan ka, pwede mo ma-access yung system nyo. For example, yung QuickBooks. Ako, for example, nasa tax department ako, pero work from home ako, for example. Na-access ko din sa bahay. Ang tawag doon, distributed. Kahit saan, pwede mo ma-access. Pag sinabi ng mga centralized, usually yan, selected areas lang. For example, sa office mo lang ma-access yung system nyo. Ang tawag natin doon, centralized. Gets? Okay. An auditor most likely would be concerned with which of the following controls in a distributed data processing? A, hardware controls. B, systems documentation controls. Letter C yung sagot natin dyan, access controls. Kasi, again, pag distributed, kahit saan pwede mo ma-access. O, ibig sabihin, baka possible na ibang tao yung mag-access yan. Okay, in your behalf. Tama? Letter C yung sagot natin dyan. Let's go to number 11. Auditing by testing the input and output. Nandito pa ba yan? Ito. Okay? Or auditing around the computer. Instead of the computer program itself, will, A, sagot natin dyan, that not detect program errors which do not show up in the output sample. Okay? So, yun. Self-explanatory. Pag di mo nakita sa output, well, paano mo ma-detect yung problem doon? Tama? Yun yung limitation ng auditing around the computer. Letter A for number 11. Number 12, which of the following computer-assisted audit techniques, or CAATs, processes client input data on a controlled program under the auditor's control to test the controls in the computer system? Yung data ni client, papaprocess natin sa client's program and auditor's program, ko-compare natin yung results. Sagot natin for number 12 is parallel simulation. Dog. Number 13, to obtain evidence that online access controls are properly functioning, an auditor most likely would. Yung access controls, ha? So for example, tatry itong i-access yung mga yan, yung mga sections na yan, yung mga modules na yan. Tignan natin. Let's go to C. Enter invalid identification numbers or passwords to ascertain whether the system rejects them. Letter C. Okay, self-explanatory. Access control. So, gusto malaman ni auditor kung effective yung access control si client. Ibig sabihin, maglagay si auditor ng incorrect password. Pag hindi in-accept, ibig sabihin, okay yung access control si client. Yun ibig sabihin niya. Number 13 is letter C. Number 14, an auditor most likely would introduce test data. Sabi yung test data? Ito. Into a computerized payroll system to test controls related to, okay, A, existence of unclaimed payroll checks held by supervisors. B, early caching of payroll checks. Discovery of invalid employee ID numbers. Doon tayo sa letter C. So sabi ko dyan, pag test data, install mo sa'yo, and then mag-input ka ng erroneous transaction or fictitious transaction. In this case, ang in-input mo dito is fictitious employee ID. Pag nireject ng program natin yan, ayun, yun yung ibig sabihin, tama yung program natin, reliable yung program natin. So, ang tawag natin doon is test data, letter C. Number 15, when an auditor tests a computerized accounting system, which of the following is true of the test data approach? Okay, boy, punta tayo sa boy. Pag test data are processed by the client's computer programs under the auditor's control. Again, pag test data, kunin mo yung installer ni client, install mo sa'yo, and then, dun mo i-test yung sa computer mo. Okay? Kaya sabi dyan, letter B, test data are processed by the client's computer program, installer ni client, under the auditor's control. Laptop ni client yung gagamitin mo. Basically, parang ganyan siya. Boy for number 15. Number 16, which of the following is not among the errors that an auditor might include in the test data when auditing a client's computer system? A, numeric characters in alphanumeric fields. Pag naglagay ka daw ng numeric characters sa alphanumeric, okay lang yun. Kasi pag alphanumeric, ibig sabihin, i-accept niya both letters and numbers. Okay? So, okay lang yung A yung sagot dito actually, for number 16. B, authorized code. Siyempre, pag naglagay ka ng unauthorized, okay, dapat i-reject ng program natin. Letter C, differences in description of units of measure. For example, nakalagay, sige, dapat meters. Pero nilagay mo pounds. So, dapat hindi acceptable yun. Tama? Letter D, illogical entries in fields whose logic is tested by program consistency checks. For example, class, yun, let's say, nilagay mo is Feb 31. Wala naman ganun, tama? Hanggang Feb 28 or 29 lang. So, illogical entries yun. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, madidetect yun ng test data natin. Answer dito, class, is letter A. Numeric characters in alphanumeric fields. Number 17, which of the following CAATs allows fictitious and real transactions to be processed together without client operating personnel being aware of the testing process? Actually, kasi yun yung integrated test facility, okay, for letter A. Kasi usually, ang gagawin mo dyan, being aware of the testing process, kukunin mo yung, again, pag ITF, okay, yung actual program mismo ni client yung itetest natin. Maglalagay tayo ng fictitious and real transactions, okay? Kaya class, ang risk dito is contamination. Kasi real transactions yung ina-access ni auditor. Alright? So, letter A for number 17. Okay, number 18, to avoid invalid input data input, a bank added an extra number at the end of each account number and subjected the new number to an algorithm. Ano yung tawag natin ng class? Yung check digit. Tama? Nagbigay ako ng example kanina. Yung in-add natin, and then sinum natin ulit, tapos nilagay natin sa dulo yung digit na yun. Ang tawag natin, check digit, letter B or boy. Check digit is an example of, tama ba, application control? Tama? Application control siya. Number 19, an entity has the following invoices in a batch. Which of the following most likely represents a hash total? Pag hash total, ina-add mo yung numbers na wala namang meaning. Okay? Pag in-add, yung product, syempre, letters yan, hindi mo pwedeng add yan. Pag quantity, may meaning yan. Unit price, pwede rin. Pero yung invoice, pag in-add mo yan, walang sense. Invoice number. So, ang sagot dito, class, add mo lahat ng invoice number, that's 101 plus 102 plus 103 plus 104, that's 410. Yan ang example of hash total. Letter D or dog. Number 20, a client is concerned that a power outage or disaster could impair the computer's hardware's ability to function as designed. The client desires off-site backup storage hardware facilities that are fully configured and are ready to operate within several hours. So, di ba class, meron tayong tatlo eh. We have the hot site, we have the warm site, and we have the cold site. Sabi dyan, fully configured. So, ibig sabihin, fully equipped. Tama? So, ang term na ginagamit dyan is hot site or the Recovery Operations Center. That's letter D or dog, hot site. Again, pag hot site, in short period of time, in this case, matter of hours, pwede ka mag-resume ng operations just in case meron mga technical problems. Number 21, a cold site approach is also known as, ano yung other term for cold site? Empty shell. Okay, letter C, empty shell. Yung Recovery Operations Center, yung boy, yan yung ibang term for hot site. Okay, so FYI. Number 22, an advantage of a Recovery Operations Center, ano nga ba yung ROC or Recovery Operations Center? Hot site, okay? Is that Boy yung advantage niyan. The initial recovery period is quick in a matter of short period of time. Okay? Pero again, ang disadvantage ng hot site, well, mas expensive yan than the other options. Number 23, for most companies, which of the following is the least critical application for disaster recovery purposes? Okay, sagot natin dito class is A, month-end adjustments. So again, nakalagay dyan, month-end, ibig sabihin, kahit sa hanggang month-end, doon pa naman kailangan yung process na yan, yung application na yan. So hindi siya nagagamit everyday. Okay? Unlike yung other choices, accounts receivable. So possible na everyday may sales ka. Accounts payable, order entry or billing. So ayan, nagagamit mo yan on a daily basis. Unlike yung month-end adjustments, once a month lang yan. So yun yung least critical sa atin. Letter A for number 23. Number 24, which of the following is not true? Let's go to letter A. When management outsources the organization's IT functions, they also outsource responsibility for internal control. False yan. Pag nag-outsource ka, hindi pala to yung kanina. Pag nag-outsource ka, yung externally provided backup, okay, kahit, di ba, may mga companies na nagpo-provide dyan, mga backup services, providers. Yung si management, siya pa rin yung responsible for internal controls. Yung responsibility niya, hindi magbabago yan. That's why mali yung letter A. Okay? Sige. Let's go to other choices. Boy, once a client firm has outsourced specific IT assets, its performance becomes linked to the vendor's performance. Of course. Okay? Siyempre, didepende yan sa reliability ni vendor or ng supplier. Letter C, IT outsourcing may affect incongruency between a firm's IT strategic planning and its business planning functions. Yes, kasi yung outsourcing yung mga companies na yan, na nagpo-provide ng services, independent yan sa atin. So, possible na may incongruence tayo sa kanila. The financial justification for IT outsourcing depends upon the vendor achieving economies of scale or sabihin cost effectiveness. Okay? In the same way sa atin, pag pipili tayo between hot site, warm site, and cold site, siyempre, depende sa needs natin. Depende rin sa budget natin. Okay? So, A for number 24. Number 25, a disadvantage of a distributed data processing. Ito ba yan? Ito, distributed. Ano ibig sabihin ng distributed? Kahit saan pwede mo ma-access yung program. Disadvantage yan is, boy, the potential for hardware and software incompatibility among users. For example, again, yung example ko kanina, let's say yung program ni client, no? Yung QuickBooks. Let's say selected sa laptops lang siya na-access, for example, company laptops lang. Ngayon, pag trinay mo siyang i-access sa ibang laptops, sa mobile phones din, for example, baka may mga incompatibility issues yan. Okay? Unlike kapag centralized, sa office mo lang na-access, tama? Doon lang sa network lang sa office, usually walang problem yan. No? So, yun yung disadvantage of distributed data processing. Potential for hardware and software incompatibility. Boy. Number 26, which of the following techniques may be least optimal in the case of a disaster? Well, alam natin class, yung boy, mutual aid pact or mutual aid compact because maghahanap ka ng company na same kayo ng business needs, na reliable, just in case magkaroon ng problems, right away magtutulungan kayo. Siyempre, hirap i-execute nun. So, boy yung least optimal sa atin. And then number 27, which of the following disaster recovery techniques has the least risk? Okay, alam natin class, yung least risk natin is yung internally provided backup natin. Okay? Internally provided backup, compared siya, kasi tatlo yan, di ba? Internally provided, externally provided, and then yung mutual aid. So again, yung pinaka least dependable dyan, least optimal is mutual aid. So ano yung more reliable? Internally or externally provided? Siyempre internally kasi nakokontrol natin yun within our vicinity. Okay? So least risk dito class is letter C, internally provided. Now, yung second na least risk is ROC kasi yung ROC is the hot site. Tama ba? ROC is the hot site. Yes. And then yung next natin is empty shell, yung cold site. Got it? Pero pinaka least dependable sa atin, least optimal is mutual aid pact. Got it? Okay, so for number 27, it's letter C. Okay, so that's the end of our discussion for IT audit. So again, class, ulitin ko, please read our lecture notes. Yung diniscuss ko ngayon para lang at least mas ma-appreciate nyo yung IT audit or yung CIS environment. Okay? Class is missed.